What's up, everybody? It's Zach the Celtics guy here. Welcome to the Massachusetts Report. I'm your host, Zach the Celtics guy, and this episode is being recorded on the graveyard shift from my own motor vehicle, because y'all know that the content and the topics on this channel I like to keep in this vehicle and at home and so forth. So on the job, that's just a rule. That's just how I got to do it. So anyway, we have been uncovering the information that has come out with regards to the scandals and bad policies from the Maura, Healey, Kim, Driscoll administration here in Massachusetts. That's what we've been doing here on the Massachusetts Report here. And that's where I uncover Maura, Healey, and Kim Driscoll's record of failure, because their record of failure has been detrimental to Massachusetts. Over the past year and a half, we've lost 3,211 small businesses, an additional 5,000 job losses in a year and a half. And our tax climate now ranks 46th out of 50 states, and we're the 47th most expensive state to run a business, and that's because of Maura, Healey, and Kim Driscoll's terrible policies that have been terrible for the middle class. And obviously, I'm not exempt because I'm a working class person. These politicians suck. And they're dragging down every single place where they somehow get elected. But they are selected. That's the reality. Because no one supports these idiots in this state at this point. So, with all that being said, Massachusetts did do some good things recently. During the election, we had ballot questions that went before Massachusetts voters on election day. You know, the one where Trump basically destroyed Kamala Harris and is going to be the 47th president, right? Well, on the ballot, there was a ballot question to have auditors, the state auditor in the state, audit the legislation, the legislative body in Massachusetts, which is known as Beacon Hill. The audits now are going to be auditing the state legislature about where the money goes, which is basically about transparency. And 72% of people in Massachusetts voted for that, including me. That passed with flying colors. State auditing of the tax dollars in the state is a great thing, because we are sick and tired of the monopoly that is in Massachusetts. Like, we are sick and tired of it. With this state's potential and so many great things about it is being undermined by these terrible policies and by these terrible politicians on Beacon Hill. So the auditors are now going to audit the money. And what do you got now? You now have Maura Healey's fucking corrupt, inept administration, which has been the worst for this state in recent memory, not supporting that, and is now acting like they don't want to follow that law and follow that ballot question that the majority here in Massachusetts, including me, we voted for. But some way, somehow, they want to act like it's the others. It's the Trump side that's threatening democracy. It's that side that's playing politics and everything. When you assholes are literally saying that you're not going to follow this law, which says that the auditors are now have to do this because we voted for this, because auditors are doing this, and you have to allow them to be able to do this. You have to be able to allow them to check the government and where the money's going. Why do you think Maura Healey's corrupt, inept administration of failure is trying to hide that and doesn't support question one? That is what question one is. It basically makes the auditors check where the money's going in Massachusetts. And yet these assholes don't want that question to stand. Well, I got news for these assholes. It's too fucking bad. It's a fucking law. It's a fucking law now. It is something that we are allowing because the people have spoken. Do these politicians have any idea? Because do they have any idea? Do they have any idea that they work for us? We don't work for them? That's how it goes in a democratic society? Which we are slowly but surely receding, and it's not coming from the other side. It's coming from both parties, yes. Oh, it's coming from both parties 100%. But what is really going on is it's coming from the corrupt two-party system. You can have a monopoly, but it happens to be all Democrats here in Massachusetts. And what do you got with Maura Healey's administration? Moron Healey's administration with Kim dumbass. Two fucking clowns, the biggest clowns we have ever seen, run our state's government in history. What do you see there? What do we got? Oh, we've got cronyism, corruption, bad government. We've got wasting $1 billion on sanctuary state policies, and all that type of stuff. Like that's what we've got. I think Maura Healey's afraid that she's gonna be exposed for the fact that she's wasted $1 billion on sanctuary state policies. $1 billion of our tax dollars, my money included. All of that. So why do you think that they're afraid of it? Well, they're afraid because they're going to be exposed for what we all know that they have been guilty of the whole time. Misusing our public funds and wasting our tax dollars. That's what they're afraid of. Because they're corrupt scumbags and they all need to be thrown out of fucking office. And at this point, if you live here in Massachusetts, and if you support Maura Healey at this point, you need to have your fucking head examined, and you need to be locked up in a padded cell that has a jacket with buttons in the back. Because if you live here in this state and you support that fucking bitch, well then I don't think there's any hope for you. I think like I said, I think you need to be put in a padded room with a straight jacket with fucking buttons in the back, because that's exactly what you deserve. Because it's completely a fucking joke. Or you might as well, and instead of packing your bags and wanting to go to other cheaper states, you shouldn't even go to those states where these assholes should go. These fucking sheep who are worse than sheep. They got fucking bells on their necks. They got fucking rings in their noses like fucking cows in fields. It's ridiculous. And if you support Maura Healey at this point, you, in all honesty, should be shipped the fuck out of here, and you should be shipped off to fucking California or New York. That has two of the worst fucking politicians in this fucking country. Has Gavin fucking Newsom, a complete fucking scumbag, who also is doing the same thing. He has basically decimated fucking California. And then you got Kathy Hochul of New York, complete fucking dumbass, basically Maura Healey 2.0. Maura Healey's doing the same thing. Maura Healey is wanting to bring our state in that same direction. Wanting to erode this state's good name of being a moderate blue state, where this was a state where we actually had different sectors of government being shaken up. Like, we actually had a lot of Republican governors throughout our history, and they actually reduced the tax burden significantly. And as a result of that, we had relatively successful policies throughout the years. We had a lower tax burden than we used to. But now the tax burden has more than doubled since Maura Healey's taken office. And I do not support either fucking party, but I'm just telling you the history of how Massachusetts was then versus now. That's what I'm saying. That doesn't mean I'm favoring Republicans over Democrats or whatever. I'm just telling you where it is. I'm just telling you how things were before versus where they are now. And there's nothing good about it. There's nothing good about it. And you assholes have to allow the state auditor to be able to audit the legislation. The legislation body. Because Beacon Hill is fucking corrupt. Beacon Hill is full of a one-party monopoly. And I don't even know. It does. Because actually, a good friend of mine actually said, it's actually worse than a monopoly, because we actually talk about this. And it's funny because I honestly think, you know what, that's true. I do think it is worse than a monopoly. It really is. It really is worse than a monopoly. I don't even know what the hell it is. It just seems to be something fucking worse. It just seems to be like just a courtocracy. It just seems to be like a fucking three-ring circus. That's what it is. Where there's no transparency. Beacon Hill has such low transparency with this supermajority that's in office. I mean, now you got a Democrat governor, Democrat lieutenant governor, working with a big supermajority, and they can do pretty much anything they want with no checks and balances. Like, there needs to be checks on their power and checks on where the money is going. And where the money should be going is the money should be going more towards our schools, our infrastructure, our roads, and actually sheltering people and providing more affordable housing, going towards better health care, more affordable housing projects. Should be going towards all those things. But how are we supposed to be able to afford those things when our tax dollars are being misused by Maura Healey's record of failure? How are we supposed to have transparency in government when they don't even want the auditors to be able to audit where the money's going? And how are they going to do it when we have a $511? Now I think that the deficit has increased. It was $375 million revenue shortfall, but some are expecting it to be as high as $511 million. I mean, they won't tell you. They won't tell you the real numbers. If they say the number is a certain amount, it's higher than what they say. It's higher than what they really tell you. Because Beacon Hill was once considered a legislative body where there was actually competition and checks and balances. There was actually, like before, you had Charlie Baker working and keeping the legislative body in control, keeping the majority in control. But now you've got Maura Healey that just throws them a frisbee and just lets them fucking do what they want, like fucking dogs. Sorry for insulting dogs, because this is ridiculous. This whole thing is fucking ridiculous. So basically they're trying to disregard the will of the voters. That's what they're doing. That just goes to show, right there, they are corrupt, they are inept, and Maura Healey has no business being in office. Every single time I think that I cannot hate this fucking woman even more, oh no, I fucking hate her, and I hate her every single fucking time. Every single time, I just somehow manage to dislike her and fucking hate her even more. Because she's just so fucking corrupt, she's so scandalous, and she's fucking incompetent. Maura Healey is fucking incompetent. Maura Healey is fucking incompetent. Completely and totally fucking incompetent and corrupt. It's scandalous. She does not, I don't know what the fuck she thought she did to earn a promotion. She did not do anything to earn a fucking promotion, I'll tell you that. Her behavior in office, her rule in office, I'll tell you right now, she did not do anything to deserve a promotion. I'll tell you that right fucking now. After seeing record high local taxes, wanting 31 local tax hikes in a row to allow several different communities to raise taxes at record rates, at some at a faster rate than we've seen in recent memory. Record high local taxes on meals and hotels, and increasing the motor vehicle excise tax. Increasing spending by 7.4% in just a year and a half. And just smashed our economy and cost us 3,211 businesses, caused an additional 5,000 job losses, causing our state to become the 47th most expensive state to run a business, and our state's tax climate now ranks 46 out of 50 states. So, what about this is good? What about Maura Healey's record is good? Other than she has drove jobs and businesses out of the state with the 4% surtax on high earners, which also is resulting in a massive wealth exodus. And not only that, the middle class is getting up and leaving. Folks, nothing about Maura Healey's behavior is unacceptable. This behavior is not acceptable. And that's before she wants more taxes to pay for all her new spending, because she wants Massachusetts to be a sanctuary state. And it's also proven that she has wasted $1 billion on housing illegal immigrants. Maura Healey did not earn a promotion based on her performance in any of this. I'll tell you that right now. Maura Healey's record of failure is bringing Massachusetts down a wrong path. Down a very bad path. That is bad for the middle class, bad for your job, bad for everything. Bad for the quality of life in this state. Folks, it's simply unacceptable. We as the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, we as Bay Staters, we deserve better than this. Because I love this state. This state is home. This is where I've been born and raised in. This is where my family is. This is where all my friends are. This is where my job is. Okay, so this state is home to me. But I want this state to be a better place. And I want the auditors to be able to audit where the money goes. Because this vote is a sign of things to come. And Maura Healey's record of failure is no winner for the middle class. And Maura Healey's record of failure is circling the drain. And so is her approval rating. Because this election result, voting in favor of that, and also voting against the tax, and voting against raising money with regards to tips, which would basically destroy the hospitality business in the state and restaurant ownership in this state. That was another sign of things to come. We voted for that as well. Voted for no tax on tips. Because trust me, Maura Healey would want that next. Believe me, she would. Nothing about it is acceptable. The fact that 72% of people in Massachusetts, including myself, we voted. That was the only thing I voted for this election, I'll tell you that. I didn't vote for either Kamala or them. I didn't. But the only thing I voted for was this. I voted down the ballot. I voted for this, and then I blanked voting for Trump or Kamala. But I'll tell you right now, but I voted for question one. I voted yes on question one to audit the legislation, the legislative body. And the fact that 72% of people want that. Because you know what? Those 72% of people they want the same thing like me. They want checks and balances on this government. They don't want this one-party monopoly. They do not want a repeat. They do not want 4 years, 8 years of what's happened for the last 18 months. People are not going to stand for it. Because people have had enough and they can't take it anymore. People cannot take Maura Healey's taxes, all of these regressive taxes, all these higher user fees and junk fees, and all these terrible policies that are just bad for everyone. Bad for small businesses, bad for your job, bad for the working people in this state. And spending money like it's going out of style. Only other resort is to hike the deficit or hike taxes. It's not good, everybody. I'll tell you that right now. That's why people voted for this. And it's a sign of things to come. And if Maura Healey's going to disregard 72% of what people voted for, that almost makes me happy, because that will increase her chances of losing exponentially. I dare Maura Healey to do that, to disregard the will of the voters, of 72% of the people that voted for auditing the legislation, the legislative body. I dare her to do it, so she can lose the next election. People have had enough. We can't fucking stand it no more. It's getting ridiculous. It is getting fucking ridiculous. And you see why. And you see why Kelly Ayall won in New Hampshire, right? Because I'll tell you right now, people in New Hampshire see it. And they did not want a repeat. They did not want Maura Healey's fucking clone Joyce Craig doing the same shit here. People didn't want that there. And people don't want that anywhere now. Even people here do not want it. People do not want it here. Because Maura Healey did not do anything to earn a promotion. Maura Healey's record of failure is no sign. Maura Healey's sign and her behavior is no sign that she earned a promotion. That's why I said it from the beginning. And I don't care if you like this or not. I don't care. I know this doesn't. I know this doesn't ring well with some people, but I don't care. I don't care. I am not here to cater to any narrative, your narrative versus whatever narrative, one way or the other. That's not. I'm not going to blindly follow some narrative. If you want a blind narrative, well, then you need to go watch another channel because you're not going to find it here. You're going to find things here that are transparent, where I talk about policy. That Kelly Ayotte was 100% right to call out Maura Healey all throughout. And now, that's another thing Maura Healey's got to contend to. She's got to deal with that. So Maura Healey can either put up or shut up. She can either grow up and put her fucking big girl pants on and talk to the adult and understand that the adults are in the room, because Maura Healey is anything but an adult. Because I'll tell you right now, Maura Healey did not earn a promotion based on any of her performance there. And if she wants to disregard 72% of the voters, well, that's going to be a wonderful thing for the next election. And then whoever's up against her, the Republican or whoever, likely to be a Republican, but whatever. Anyone is better than Maura Healey at this point. I mean, I'd vote for anybody over Maura Healey. I'd vote for a fucking sewer cover over her at this fucking point. Because Maura Healey did not earn a promotion based on anything. She's the worst thing that has ever happened to the state. She's incompetent. She's not qualified to be in office. She cannot do the job. She had a chance to be different. She had a chance to be a moderate voice on Beacon Hill, to shake things up. She failed. And she failed miserably. And she has failed the people of Massachusetts, including me. And she will go down as such. Maura Healey's record is lost homes, lost jobs, lost businesses, business climate in disarray, a tax climate in disarray, and empty promises, broken promises at that, record corruption, record scandal, record local tax increases, and empty promises and broken promises at that. Remember she said in the last election, 2022, she did not want to raise taxes, she wanted to cut taxes, and look at what she's done. You can't say that when you want record local taxes and then you want more taxes to pay for all your new spending. The auditors are going to find it no matter what you say. No matter what Moron Healey says, she's going to find it. The state auditor is going to find it. The auditor is going to find waste, fraud, and abuse in the Maura Healey administration. With this incompetent government, with this monopoly, no checks and balances. That's why 72% of people voted for this auditing. They're looking for balance, including me. And that's why we voted for it. The voters have spoken. You don't get to determine what they say. If they voted for it, you need to respect it. And if you don't respect it, then you're violating your oath of office. And that right there is impeachable. I would say impeach Maura Healey and remove her from office, but then we'd end up with fucking Kim Driscoll, Kim dumbass. And she'd likely be just as bad. Probably maybe even worse. I don't know. I don't know how anyone can be worse than Maura Healey at this fucking point. No way whatsoever are people going to stand for this. And it's a sign. And I'll list the other ballot questions in the description below. I don't have everything in front of me right now because, laptop and everything else. It's all right here and whatnot. But I'll tell you right now, there's no sign that Maura Healey is going to get away with this. She won't. She's going to do it. Her approval rating is tanking. The media won't cover it, but it really is. Her approval rating is in the 30s. Shouldn't even be that. Maura Healey shouldn't even have an approval rating past 1. Maura Healey should have a 0 approval rating. She should have like a fucking single-digit approval rating. And I know that she has a low approval rating. I know for a fact she fucking does. Because no matter everywhere I go, no matter where I go in this state, like I go see my buddy out in Central Mass, I've been to the Metro West, I've been there, I've been on the North Shore. I've been in Southern Mass. It doesn't matter where you go. The South Shore, North Shore, Central Mass, Western Mass, the Metro West. People feel a huge disconnect. There is nowhere. Maura Healey does not have the support the media says. And she's definitely not going to have it now. That's why she can only run on being anti-Trump, because Trump, everything else, all she can do is talk about Trump, talk about the abortion issue, talk about all this stuff that no one else is focused on. People want transparency. They want more affordable housing. They want an affordable way of life. They want to be able to afford to put food on the table and have a roof over their head. And get rid of all these ridiculous taxes and fees and all this other stuff that's making our state uncompetitive and unaffordable. Because Maura Healey's Massachusetts is the most unaffordable Massachusetts in history. Because it's uncompetitive, unaffordable, and corrupt. That's what Massachusetts is under Maura Healey. And we're better than this as a state. We need to take the state back. The 72% that voted for this, we need to rise up. And more people are. Comment sections and beyond. Not one comment section do I see supports Maura Healey. Every one of her, they're dogging her about the illegal immigrants. They're getting her about her terrible policies in other areas. If it's not that, it's one other thing. Maura Healey's done. She's going to be a one-term governor, hopefully. I don't know, man. I can't predict it because, they'll try to fucking pull something. But we got to rise up and throw these incompetent clowns out of office. We spoke. The people of Massachusetts, we spoke to audit the legislative body. And we're going to win. And how we win? We rise up. And if the politicians don't follow that, then we get their asses out. And that's the way we can do so to make Massachusetts a better Massachusetts for all of us. Because Massachusetts under Maura Healey is worse off in every statistical measure. Getting rid of her and her terrible policies is the best way. And really is the only way that we can make a Massachusetts better for more Bay Staters and your family and your friends. We do that by firing the Moron Healey Kim dumbass regime. Let's do it now so we can get it done. Join hands on this channel and let's get it done. So anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about that topic in particular. Thank you all for watching. Volume 6 is in the works. I already have several clips that I clipped earlier, yesterday, and Volume 6 will be out either later this month or maybe next month. Probably likely next month, early next month. So look out for that and other stuff in the works. Stay tuned for more and more stuff on the way, including my next episode of the Z Podcast on Monday. Look out for that. Volume 6 will be coming out and other stuff in the works. So stay tuned. Have yourselves a good one, and I'll see you all next time in the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay well, stay classy, keep fighting, and keep on rocking. Take care of yourselves and all each other, and I'll see you comrades in the next one. Good night. Peace out. Have yourselves a good one. See you all next time. So long.